Welcome to Wild Kingdom, animal documentary, where the wild world unfolds before your eyes, real and captivating. Have you ever imagined standing beneath the majestic sequoia trees, where these towering giants reach toward the sky, covering a valley more than 8,000 feet deep, a place where humans are mere travelers in the face of nature's grandeur? In fact, even the legendary Grand Canyon can't compare to the splendor and mystery of this land. Watch this video to journey with Wild Kingdom animal documentary to Indonesia, a mysterious country where the battle for survival among animals shows no signs of stopping. Follow us as we explore wild Indonesia, a place where the ancient secrets of nature are still hidden. The resilient plant and animal species that thrive here, a land where life and death are separated by mere inches, and every moment is a fierce struggle for survival. On one side are the animals that evolved from Asia, while on the other side you find creatures with characteristics. The answer will be revealed in this video. Join Wild Kingdom animal documentary as we explore the mysteries and witness the unyielding confrontations of the wild. In Sequoia and Kings Canyon, wildlife is an ongoing battle between species. The majestic and serene landscape of the sequoia trees serves as a perfect arena where predators quietly wait for their chance. A single moment of distraction, and prey can fall into the hands of cunning hunters. Beneath the canopy, a mountain lion waits with sharp eyes, while the faint tracks of a mule deer on the ground show that a chase has begun. All of this unfolds in a silent yet intense moment. At the same time, black bears don't miss an opportunity. Their eyes are always on the lookout, searching for any sign of life, from fallen berries to carcasses. Black bears embody an essential quality in nature, the ability to adapt. What's notable in this area is that the conflict isn't just between species, it's also a harsh struggle against nature itself. The freezing climate, snow-covered peaks, and rugged terrain present immense challenges for all living creatures. In the highlands of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, animals like bighorn sheep must survive in an incredibly harsh world. Not only do they need to avoid predators, but they must also endure extreme weather conditions, where every day is a test of endurance and resilience. Life here is an ongoing battle, and only the strongest and most intelligent species can survive the challenges they face. Every step, every decision these animals make is a life or death trial. In this unforgiving wilderness, each step could be an opportunity to survive or a fatal mistake. Sharp instincts help them navigate adversity, but a single moment of distraction can turn them into prey. In the brutal forces of nature, there is no room for error. Only the strong and the wise can continue the fight for survival. Alongside the dramatic wildlife, Sequoia and Kings Canyon also serve as sanctuaries for the breathtaking beauty of nature and the remnants of ancient civilizations. This area is not only a paradise for animals, but also home to indigenous tribes such as the Monarch and Tuba Tabal. The Indonesian archipelago is also the heart of the Coral Triangle, one of the largest and most diverse marine ecological areas in the world. On September 25, 1890, Sequoia National Park was established, marking a pivotal moment in the history of natural conservation in the United States. In 1940, Kings Canyon National Park was also created to protect one of the deepest valleys in North America and the majestic peaks of the Sierra Nevada range. These two parks share similar terrain and ecosystems, which led to their merger in 1943, forming one of the most important mountain ecosystems in the U.S. From the foothills at 1,500 feet to the highest peak in the U.S., Mount Whitney at 14,505 feet, Sequoia and Kings Canyon create an incredibly diverse natural landscape. The mountains, deep valleys, and ancient forests form a stunning landscape that cannot be rivaled anywhere else. It's a fantastic playground for all kinds of wildlife, from stealthy mountain lions hunting to bighorn sheep herds climbing steep terrain in search of shelter. This area spans about 134,000 square miles, including large islands like Solor, Flombok, Sumbawa, and Tior, along with many smaller islands. Amidst the grandeur of nature, the sounds of the wind, the stealthy footsteps on dry leaves, or the echoing roar of a predator paint a vivid picture of the struggle for survival. In this region, the deciduous forests of the Lesser Sunda Islands stretch across the islands of Wallacea, creating a truly unique ecological area. And even though nature's harshness always lurks, each individual continually rises, fights, and conquers. For in this wild world, only the strongest and most resilient can survive. What's truly unfolding among the ancient trees and towering cliffs of Sequoia and Kings Canyon? The mysteries, the breathtaking hunts, and the harsh realities of survival are waiting for you to discover. Join Wild Kingdom Animal Documentary to witness the wonder of the wild firsthand. The remarkable adaptation of the species here has allowed life to thrive in this arid and challenging environment. This area is considered a living picture of nature, with Kings Canyon, one of the deepest canyons in North America, plunging to depths of up to 8,858 feet, deeper than the Grand Canyon. The sheer granite cliffs, along with the winding Kings River, flow like an ancient current, creating an inspiring, vibrant, and grand wild landscape. The dramatic changes in elevation and diverse climate within the region have created a rich ecosystem where over 1,300 species of native plants thrive. And perhaps you've heard of Komodo National Park, home to one of the most mysterious creatures on the planet, the Komodo dragon. Among them, the Sequoia General Sherman stands out as the largest tree in the world by volume, reaching a height of 275 feet, with a base diameter of 36 feet. This tree is an eternal symbol of time and endurance. Alongside the vibrancy of the plant world, Sequoia and Kings Canyon are also a paradise for wildlife, home to around 300 species of vertebrates, including 72 species of mammals and 200 species of birds. The name Balanced Wilderness Ecosystem is truly fitting for this place, where each animal and plant species contributes to an eternal symphony of nature. The dry foothills of Sequoia and Kings Canyon present a strange contrast. From the low forests at elevations ranging from 820 to 2,950 feet, where pines, cedars, and drought-resistant grasses grow, to oak woodlands and wild grasslands, all have adapted to the harsh, water-scarce conditions. Every animal here must struggle with the intense heat and lack of water, creating a captivating survival story within a unique ecosystem. Soaring high above the arid lands of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, the red-tailed hawk, Buteo jamecensis, stretches its wings like a lord of the sky. This is one of the most common raptors in the area. With its robust body and broad wings, the red-tailed hawk is a true ruler of the skies. Watching the red-tailed hawk glide through the vast space, its wings gently flapping, it seems as though each beat is part of a flawless survival strategy. The skin of the Komodo dragon, covered in large scales, acts as armor, protecting it from bites and the harsh conditions of the dry forests where it lives. Its outer feathers are designed to withstand the intense sunlight, while the soft underlayer keeps its body warm and insulated from the harsh external environment. Furthermore, the red-tailed hawk uses soaring tactics which help conserve energy. A single fatal bite marks the end for any prey unfortunate enough to cross their path. Thanks to this soaring ability, the red-tailed hawk can travel for hours without tiring, efficiently completing its hunting tasks. The red-tailed hawk is not only a master of flight, but also a skilled hunter. Throughout the day, it hunts for prey like rodents and rabbits, its primary food sources in this dry environment. To maintain its health, an adult red-tailed hawk needs to consume 7 to 11% of its body weight each day, equivalent to hunting approximately 3 prey items daily. This is when the red-tailed hawk's survival strategy is fully maximized. Komodo dragons will chase their prey and tear it apart by using their forelimbs to hold the carcass in place while feeding. Summer in Sequoia and Kings Canyon presents not only challenges of heat and scarcity, but also a time when animals must find ways to sustain life in a harsh world. To speed things up, they often slam the carcass against trees until it is small enough to swallow whole. Yet, it is in these challenges that they have learned to adapt, evolve, and become an indispensable part of this vibrant ecosystem. And do you notice the wonder in the survival abilities of the creatures here? Join me as we continue to explore the marvels that nature has created at Sequoia and Kings Canyon. The red-tailed hawk, Buteo jamecensis, is not only a magnificent predator, but also a skilled hunter with exceptional soaring abilities. Although it can fly for miles in search of prey, this bird knows how to conserve energy efficiently. With a wingspan ranging from 3.6 to 5 feet and expert soaring skills, the red-tailed hawk nearly conquers the skies. Its hunting tactics are unique. It often selects high vantage points, like tall tree branches or cliffs, to survey everything below, minimizing the need to flap its wings and conserving energy. Once a target is identified, the red-tailed hawk dives at incredible speeds of up to 120 miles per hour. Its wings spread wide, and its sharp talons ready to grasp its prey. Its vision is extremely sharp. The hawk can spot prey from over 100 feet away, even when it's hidden beneath a layer of leaves. With its soaring skills and superior vision, the red-tailed hawk is a true hunter in the harsh environment of Sequoia and Kings Canyon. During breeding season, the red-tailed hawk begins building its nest in March or April. They are smaller than their European wild boar relatives, with weights ranging from 77 to 220 pounds. This helps protect the young from dangerous predators. A species that can survive in such a tough environment with scorching heat waves and scarce rainy seasons. Measuring up to 38 inches in diameter and 6 to 10 inches deep, the red-tailed hawk's nest is like a fortress, safeguarding the next generation from nature's harshness. When their nest is threatened, red-tailed hawks do not hesitate to show their strong protective instincts. With a short rainy season and rainfall ranging from 31.5 to 53 inches annually, the environment here is far from comfortable. This devoted protection is what makes this bird a symbol of strength and resilience in nature. Are you captivated by the courage and indomitable spirit of this bird? If the answer is yes, leave a 1 in the comments to let us know you're also passionate about the animal kingdom. And if you want to discover more fascinating mysteries about Sequoia and Kings Canyon, don't forget to like, subscribe to the Wild Kingdom Animal Documentary channel, and join us on this incredible journey to explore the wonders of nature. In the dry ecosystem of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, the black bear, Ursus americanus, is the most common bear species. This bear has developed unique survival strategies to adapt to the harsh conditions of hot summer temperatures and food scarcity. They are not only survivors, but also key players in the tropical forest ecosystem of Wallacea. When temperatures rise, they seek shelter in caves, dense forests, or under large tree canopies to protect their bodies from the intense heat. Sumatra is renowned for its mountainous terrain, with peaks over 1,000 meters high, creating a highly diverse tropical rainforest ecosystem. The ability to regulate their body temperature allows black bears to move comfortably between different environments, from dry foothills to cool high mountain regions. The lowland tropical forests of Sumatra are famous for their diverse vegetation, including coniferous forests and wetland. As omnivores, black bears often forage for food in arid areas. They search for berries, roots, and insects, even hunting small animals or scavenging carcasses. Their climbing ability is a major advantage, allowing them to reach valuable berries from high up or escape danger. Not only do they dominate the ground, but black bears also explore higher ecological zones that many other animals cannot access. During the dry season, when vegetation withers and food sources become scarce, black bears adjust their survival strategies. They begin searching for pine nuts and acorns, drought-tolerant plants that become an essential food source to maintain energy during tough months. Throughout the summer and fall, black bears eat relentlessly to build fat reserves, aiming to increase their body weight by 30%. This fat serves as vital energy during their winter hibernation. While black bears forage in the lowlands, mountain lions, Puma concolor, silently move through sparse forests and rocky cliffs. This animal stands out for its versatile hunting ability and superior strength. For the mountain lion, Sequoia and Kings Canyon are not only a place to live, but also the perfect hunting ground for prey. Every step it takes on the treacherous cliffs and dense forests demonstrates the mountain lion's exceptional ability to blend into this challenging natural environment. The mountain lion, also known as the cougar, Puma concolor, is a wild animal famous for its mysterious and adaptable hunting skills in any condition. Its scientific name, concolor, means uniform color, referring to its simple, uniform coat. These tusks are not only a defensive weapon, but also a symbol of strength in territorial battles. The mountain lion requires a vast territory to survive, sometimes up to 130 to 400 square kilometers, just for hunting and water sources. Throughout the day, when the intense heat of the sun dominates, they seek shelter in caves, cracks, or under large tree canopies to protect themselves from the heat. As night falls, the mountain lion enters its golden hour, the perfect time for hunting. As the apex predator in the dry foothill ecosystem, the mountain lion has powerful hind legs, capable of jumping up to 18 feet, helping it navigate the rugged, arid terrain with ease. This species of lizard can grow up to 8.9 feet long and weigh as much as 88 pounds. Mule deer mostly live in sparse forests and dry grasslands, where they feed primarily on drought-resistant plants, such as shrubs and leaves. Mule deer consume between 4 to 6 pounds of plants each day, and they also absorb water from their food. These environments provide a rich food source and ideal living conditions for survival. However, these keen senses are sometimes not enough to counter the stealth and strength of the mountain lion. The mountain lion's hunt takes place entirely in the darkness. They move silently through the bushes and sharp rocks, using their highly sensitive vision and hearing to track every small movement of their prey. As an opportunistic predator, it hunts a wide range of prey, from fish and frogs to birds, small animals, and even carrion. They are not in a rush, returning to eat over the next few days, slowly and savoring the meal. A mountain lion can consume between 20 to 30 pounds of meat in one sitting, and then rely on this food for several days. Continuing the journey through Sequoia and Kings Canyon, the high, icy mountains of the Sierra Nevada open up to an entirely different world. Here, snow covers the ground nearly year-round, creating a pristine white landscape that lasts from 6 to 8 months. Underwater, the water monitor uses its long, muscular tail to move at high speed, catching fish and aquatic creatures with precision. This is the home of the Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep, Ovis canadensis sierra, a species with extraordinary adaptability to the cold and harsh environment. With fewer than 300 individuals remaining in 2023, the Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep faces immense challenges from its habitat. But did you know, aside from nature, what we can do to reduce environmental pollution? If you do, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. The bighorn sheep has developed unique survival strategies, including expert climbing abilities and feeding on drought-resistant plants, which help them maintain their health through the harsh, cold winters. Every step the Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep takes on the rugged granite terrain is a testament to its ongoing survival battle in nature's harsh environment. Although the area is not large, these islands are strategically located between the Banda Sea and the Arafura Sea, creating a unique and rich ecosystem. The brief summer brings a wave of fresh growth to the vegetation as the snow melts and lush green meadows emerge, providing crucial nourishment to help the bighorn sheep build energy for the upcoming winter. The adaptation of this species is truly a marvel, Their large, sturdy hooves stabilize them on the rocky terrain, not only protecting them from predators, but also helping them move easily when searching for food. Known for its impressive size and strength, the reticulated python can grow over 30 feet long. However, the freezing winter, with thick snow and plunging temperatures, is truly a formidable challenge. By constricting and swallowing prey whole, the python helps prevent overpopulation of certain species, thereby maintaining the health of the entire ecosystem. Their thick fur acts as a protective shield, helping them withstand the biting cold. In November and December, as the snow falls and the cold intensifies, the breeding season for the bighorn sheep begins. The males engage in fierce battles with their massive, curved horns, each clash echoing like thunder through the mountains. These are struggles to establish dominance and reproductive rights. The horns of these sheep are not just weapons, they are a history of survival, with each year adding another ring, marking their endurance and vitality in this harsh environment. When spring arrives, the females seek out high cliffs to give birth, where these locations serve not only as safe refuges, but also as the starting point for the young survival journey. They must learn to navigate steep rocks to avoid predators. To the west of Wallacea is Sundaland, an area that was once part of the Eurasian continent during the Ice Age. At elevations over 8,200 feet in Sequoia and Kings Canyon, a small creature survives as a symbol of the snow-covered highlands. However, when the Ice Age ended, sea levels rose, separating this land into isolated islands, transforming the landscape and forcing animal species to adapt or face extinction. Pikas are extremely sensitive to temperature, and if the surrounding environment exceeds 77 degrees Fahrenheit, they can suffer from overheating. The landscape here changes dramatically from tropical rainforests to savannas and deciduous forests as you move north. These strategies help them conserve energy and avoid risks posed by unfavorable weather conditions. However, the survival of pikas is threatened by climate change. These forests are home to 381 species of mammals, 173 of which cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. On the cold cliffs and deep canyons of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, pikas have developed clever survival strategies. Natural rock piles act as fortresses, allowing them to quickly escape from predators like birds of prey and wolves. Pikas can also emit distinctive calls to alert others of danger, each cry echoing across the mountains as a desperate plea for help. Will the pika, with its ingenious survival strategies, be able to overcome the increasing challenges posed by climate change? Join us to explore their dramatic story in this video on the Wild Kingdom channel. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments so we can spread the message to protect the animals facing environmental threats. At elevations between 6,600 and 9,800 feet, where the winters are long and harsh, another creature is preparing for a prolonged hibernation, the yellow-bellied marmot, Marmota flaviventris. This mammal resides in the high mountain areas of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, where the winter is long and temperatures can drop significantly. The marmot prepares for its extended hibernation by storing food during the summer, relying on accumulated body fat to sustain it throughout the winter. The survival system of the marmot, like the pika, is a prime example of adaptability and resilience in the face of nature's challenges. After reading the stories of the bighorn sheep, pika, and marmot, can you feel the endurance and relentless fight of these animals in this challenging life? They are not only symbols of survival, but also lessons in resilience, environmental adaptation, and how they cope with nature's harsh elements. The yellow-bellied marmot, a prominent rodent species in the high-altitude ecosystems of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, lives a life full of challenges to survive in the cold and harsh environment. The males have short, pointed antlers used for fighting over territory and mating rights, along with large canine teeth, a feature that helps in self-defense. The southern red deer is mostly nocturnal or active at dusk, moving quickly through the... When winter comes, the marmot retreats deep into underground burrows, which can be as deep as 10 feet to escape the bone-chilling cold. Here, they enter a state of hibernation, with their heart rates slowing from 180 beats per minute to only 30, and their body temperature dropping to just 41 degrees Fahrenheit. The green peafowl, also known as the Indonesian green pheasant, is a rare bird species in the Phasianidae family, known for its stunning beauty. Everything seems paused in the cold, like a play on intermission before spring returns. This is not just a battle against time, but a race for survival against the brutal cold and stillness of the alpine plateau. The animals here must adapt to the incredibly tough conditions, and the yellow-bellied marmot stands as a symbol of resilience in this struggle. Every day, they face continuous challenges, from finding food in the freezing winter to protecting themselves from predators. The environment here has a distinct wet and dry season, which influences the breeding season of the green peafowl. During the breeding season, the males perform characteristic displays by spreading their tail and moving to attract females. Despite their small size, they never stop fighting to survive, turning every day into a test of persistence and intellect. Life here teaches us that strength doesn't always come from muscles, but from the ability to adapt, innovate, and overcome adversity. In the high mountains of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, a special tree, the whitebark pine, Pinus albicaulis, stands firm against the harsh, cold winds. The barley miner bird, also known as the barley finch, is an endemic bird species of Bali, Indonesia, regarded as a precious symbol of the island. In this ecosystem, the Clark's nutcracker, Nucifraga columbiana, plays a crucial role. This bird is heavily dependent on the whitebark pine for survival. Every year, the Clark's nutcracker stores between 30,000 and 100,000 pine seeds, primarily from the whitebark pine. However, it's not just the bird that benefits from the pine seeds. The seeds themselves are part of the regeneration process for the tree. The seeds that the bird does not consume can sprout and grow into seedlings, enriching the alpine ecosystem. However, the decline of the whitebark pine due to climate change is putting both the bird and the tree in a difficult situation. According to the IUCN, this species is listed as critically endangered, with the wild population dropping to fewer than 100 individuals in the 1990s. This is one of the greatest challenges that the alpine ecosystem is currently facing. In the high mountains of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, rivers like the Kings River and Ka Creek, originating from ancient glaciers, provide vital lifeblood to all living things. This region is a prime example of a tropical rainforest ecosystem, where towering trees like dipterocarps dominate. Even though glaciers like Darwin Glacier and Palisade Glacier are gradually shrinking due to climate change, they still play an irreplaceable role. The meltwater from these glaciers provides a crucial water source for streams and rivers, especially during dry summer months. When the summer heat hits, the water melting from the glaciers becomes the sole lifeline for this arid land. High-altitude lakes like Ray Lake and Kosag Lake, formed from the meltwater of glaciers, are crystal-clear mirrors reflecting the sky, while also offering a refuge for aquatic life. These lakes sustain life throughout the dry season, when rainfall is scarce and the land is barren. The meltwater from the glaciers is not just water, it is the breath of an entire ecosystem. The DOA lives and hunts in packs, typically ranging from 5 to 12 individuals, making them highly effective hunters. In these lakes, fish and aquatic creatures thrive in the chilly waters, playing an important role in the food chain of the ecosystem. Creatures in the lakes, each species in Sequoia and Kings Canyon plays an essential role in the balance of the ecosystem. Have you ever wondered how they manage to survive in such harsh conditions? It is their resilience and ability to adapt to the environment, from storing food for the winter to survival strategies like hibernation, reproduction, and even clever foraging tactics. Every species contributes to an indispensable part of this vast ecological picture. They are not just predators or prey, but also architects who maintain the delicate balance between the elements of nature. Life, whether strong or fragile, always finds a way to adapt and evolve in every circumstance, from brutal storms to arid lands. And it is through these survival struggles that we come to understand more deeply the hidden strength of nature and the invisible connection between all species in this biological universe. In the cold lakes of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, the mountain trout, Oncorhynchus micus, a high-altitude fish species, faces one of the greatest challenges of its life cycle. The breeding season is a critical time when the mountain trout must find suitable areas to spawn, battling the strong currents of the streams. However, climate change, particularly the shrinking of glaciers, is posing a significant threat to this species. As glaciers shrink, the cool meltwater that feeds the streams diminishes, causing water temperatures to rise and reducing the available areas for the fish to spawn. The survival of this species now depends on protecting the glaciers, the essential source of clean water for the streams and rivers. For the yellow-legged frog, Rana muscosa, life is also threatened as glaciers shrink. Although this frog species is capable of surviving in cold water and enduring freezing winters, when glaciers no longer maintain a steady flow of water, the streams that serve as their habitat are slowly drying up. Like the mountain trout, the yellow-legged frog depends on the cold water provided by glacial melt to develop its eggs and tadpoles. As this cool water diminishes, their future becomes increasingly uncertain. Deep beneath the majestic peaks of Sequoia and Kings Canyon lies a limestone cave system where an entirely different world exists. CO2-rich water slowly dissolves the layers of limestone, creating stunning geological wonders like Crystal Cave with its shimmering stalactites and stalagmites. This cave is not just a relic of time, but also a place that preserves fossils of ancient creatures that once inhabited the region during the Ice Age. These fossils are preserved in the stable conditions of the cave, offering invaluable scientific evidence of life from millions of years ago. The sediment layers within the cave not only hold these fossils like pages in a stone book, but also tell the continuous story of time. Water flows through the cave's walls, carving out stories from the past and continuing to create new geological formations within these caves. Particularly in high-altitude areas, heath species like rhododendron thrive, creating a diverse landscape. In addition to bats, invertebrates like spiders, scorpions, beetles, and centipedes have also adapted to live in the dark, food-scarce conditions of the narrow crevices within the caves. Deep beneath the majestic peaks of Sequoia and Kings Canyon lies a limestone cave system where an entirely different world exists. CO2-rich water slowly dissolves the layers of limestone, creating stunning geological wonders like Crystal Cave with its shimmering stalactites and stalagmites. This cave is not just a relic of time, but also a place that preserves fossils of ancient creatures that once inhabited the region during the Ice Age. These fossils are preserved in the stable conditions of the cave, offering invaluable scientific evidence of life from millions of years ago. The sediment layers within the cave not only hold these fossils like pages in a stone book, but also tell the continuous story of time. Water flows through the cave's walls, carving out stories from the past and continuing to create new geological formations within these caves. Particularly in high-altitude areas, heath species like rhododendron thrive, creating a diverse landscape. The caves in Sequoia and Kings Canyon are not only refuges for wildlife, but also habitats for many unusual animal species. Animals like bats, weasels, mice, and snakes find protection from external threats in the darkness of the caves. Share your thoughts in the comments so the Wild Kingdom animal documentary community can explore and discuss together. Some bat species even live on cliffs, in tree canopies, and under bridges, scattered across the area from foothills to peaks over 10,000 feet. One of the most unique species is the Crystal Cave centipede, a newly discovered species named after the famous conservationist John Muir. These species are not only evidence of the region's biodiversity, but also demonstrate resilience in surviving in an extremely harsh environment. Climate change affects not only large animals, but also has a profound impact on small creatures that play a crucial role in this ecosystem. The mountain rainforests of West Java also provide an ideal environment for the silver gibbon, an endemic species found in the mountain forests of Java. While some species have developed unique survival mechanisms, the rapid environmental changes present even greater challenges to life here. This technique allows them to forage for food while avoiding predators on the ground. Protecting glaciers and freshwater ecosystems is not only crucial for fish and frogs, but also key to the survival of thousands of other animal species. Without timely conservation efforts, life in Sequoia and Kings Canyon may face serious threats in the near future. The ecosystem of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, with its towering sequoia trees, has witnessed the fierce struggle for survival of animals for thousands of years. However, within this fragile life cycle, unforeseen environmental changes are striking harder than ever before. Life here is facing unprecedented challenges as temperatures have risen by 1.1 degree to 2.8 over the past century. These changes have caused significant disruptions in the ecosystem, especially the reduction in meltwater from glaciers, the lifeline for many species, such as the yellow-legged frog and Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep. This loss is not only harming the rivers and streams, but also threatening the balance of the entire high-altitude ecosystem. A prime example of environmental change is the shrinkage of the Darwin Glacier, which has lost 55% of its area in just 1 century. Shorter winters and reduced snowfall are putting cold water-dependent animals like the yellow-legged frog, Rana muscosa, and Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep in great danger. Furthermore, prolonged summer droughts and the shortage of meltwater from glaciers are not only damaging rivers, but also disrupting the entire alpine ecosystem. Fire is a natural part of the life cycle of the Sierra Nevada. In the past, small fires helped thin out competitive vegetation, returned nutrients to the soil, and allowed sunlight to penetrate the forest canopy, facilitating regeneration. In particular, these small fires helped sequoia trees disperse their seeds, acting as a natural protective mechanism for the species. However, over the past century, with the onset of climate change and prolonged droughts, fires have ceased to serve as a regenerative force, and instead have become large, destructive wildfires. For example, from 2020 to 2021, fires like the SQF complex fire burned between 13% and 19% of the sequoia trees in Sequoia and Kings Canyon. The entire ecosystem was disrupted, with large trees falling and animals such as mountain lions, black bears, and bird species losing their shelter. However, it is not only nature that has left its mark on the majestic landscape of Sequoia and Kings Canyon, but human activity as well. Every step, every voice that echoes through the quiet mountains and valleys leaves a lasting impression. More than 2 million visitors come to these national parks each year, and every human action contributes to the changing face of this pristine land. Human impacts not only weaken the natural balance, but also transform a wilderness paradise into a place that is increasingly unrecognizable. Climate change is placing immense pressure on the ecosystems of Sequoia and Kings Canyon. The mangrove forests of Sumatra are among the largest mangrove ecosystems in Southeast Asia, with notable areas like Riau, Jambi, and South Sumatra located at the heart of this unique ecosystem. Animals that depend on the cold meltwater, like mountain trout and yellow-legged frogs, are facing severe habitat loss. Former habitats have become barren lands, directly affecting their reproductive capabilities and survival. The ecosystems of Sequoia and Kings Canyon are facing serious challenges. In particular, species from the Dipterocarpaceae family and the rare ramen tree thrive in this wetland environment. However, amidst these challenges, there are still opportunities for conservation and environmental protection. If humans and conservation organizations can act swiftly to mitigate the impacts of climate change and protect valuable natural resources like meltwater from glaciers, these species may continue to thrive and sustain life in this majestic region. Animals like black bears and mountain lions are gradually retreating from areas where they once hunted and reproduced, driven away by noise and the constant presence of humans. Geographic isolation has led to the formation of a unique subspecies that is compact and fully adapted to the harsh ecological conditions of Sumatra. However, the light and noise from guided tours are disrupting the tranquility of their habitat, causing sensitive species like bats to disappear from the quiet spaces they once ruled. In the past, the fresh, clean air of Sequoia and Kings Canyon was an integral part of the natural landscape, But now, this air is gradually being polluted by industrial and agricultural emissions from California's Central Valley. Low-level ozone infiltrates the air, damaging the lungs and weakening the immune systems of wildlife. The whitebark pine, a symbol of high-altitude regions, is losing its ability to photosynthesize, and the once lush canopies are now facing degradation. Clark's nutcracker, the bird that depends on pine seeds, is struggling to find food. Each day, a Sumatran elephant can consume up to 330 pounds of food, including leaves, grass. To protect this fragile ecosystem, Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks have implemented measures to limit visitor access to sensitive areas like ancient sequoia groves and caves. Currently, only about 2,400 to 2,800 Sumatran elephants remain in the wild. This helps minimize disruption to their habitat and prevent conflicts between humans and animals, like black bears and mountain lions. To protect sensitive tree species, like the whitebark pine, the parks have collaborated with federal and state agencies to monitor and control air pollution levels, especially from California's Central Valley. Air monitoring stations have been installed to track the impact of ozone on the ecosystem, and the data collected is used to develop protective measures for plants against the negative effects of air pollution, while also safeguarding wildlife habitats. One of the most inspiring conservation stories is the recovery of the Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep. And as Borneo became isolated by the sea, they are smaller than Bornean orangutans, with adult males weighing from 88 to 198 pounds and females from 66 to 110 pounds. However, thanks to collaborative efforts between the California Department of Fish and Wildlife and federal agencies, the species has seen a significant recovery. In March 2014, 14 bighorn sheep were relocated to the Bigar Arroyo area in Sequoia National Park, marking their return after more than 100 years of absence. The Sumatran orangutan is a solitary species, typically living alone in the high branches of trees. However, the latest research in 2023 shows that this number has decreased to around 300 individuals. Despite the ongoing challenges, conservation efforts continue, with the hope of restoring the declining population. In the darkness of these challenges, there is still a glimmer of hope. Every individual can contribute to the change by participating in conservation programs and supporting ecosystem restoration efforts. Although there are still many difficulties, conservation efforts persist, carrying the hope of rejuvenating species that are on the brink of extinction. Amidst the darkness of challenge, the light of hope still flickers, illuminating the path ahead. Every person, even through small actions, can contribute to significant change by participating in conservation programs and supporting ecosystem restoration efforts. Each careful step on the trails, each conservation story shared, is like a small flame igniting, rekindling faith in the revival of nature. Share your amazing experiences when visiting Sequoia and Kings Canyon in the comments below this video, so the Wild Kingdom animal documentary community can learn about them. Your thoughts will become a powerful source of inspiration, spreading the important message about protecting ancient forests, snow-covered peaks, and glaciers where life is nurtured in this wondrous world.